What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Sunday. It is April 6th edition. We are back. So it's a second Sunday of the year. We are very excited about it, and hopefully you guys are too. So if you're new to the channel, and this is the first time you found us because of the algorithm or whatever's going on, I want to welcome you personally, and I want to tell you that we have giveaways, and we try to do things a little bit differently every single day that we possibly make a video. So what I'm talking about, anytime you like this video, you are a subscriber to the channel, and you leave a comment. If you do those three things and this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at winning a free week of FTA Plus. 100 likes on the video, a shot at a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. The second way to win, somewhere in this video there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it and type it in and have a second shot at a free week of FTA Plus. You've probably noticed the video is a little bit longer. That's because we go in depth on everything. So what I mean by that is we go every game by game, except for like the Sunday night showdown. We don't go through that. We go through every game, the pitchers and the batters that we like. So we use Outlier for that, and we're going to look at them. We're going to look at everything. So whether or not there's history between the pitcher and the lineups, or BVP, or even how they do against the pitcher, like splits, so batter splits between left-handed pitchers or right-handed pitchers. We go through all of that. On top of that, at the end of the video, we've already ran 10,000 simulations before this video. I'm going to give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating there. And in a couple of weeks, or we'll see, we'll start having pitches be crazy. And what that is we look at the teams as a whole who strike out the most. And then we take that, we look at that, whether or not it's home or away splits, depending on where the game is. And then we look at the pitchers that are going up against them. So we're going to do all of that for you. If you like the video, please check it out. Make sure you hit that bell notification and subscribe to the channel, because we're here for you. If you need a little bit more help, we do have FTA Plus. You can check that out. We've got MLB. Today, we've got MLB, NBA, NASCAR. We current sports are all the sports you see here besides NFL. So we've got all that going on for you. So we are going to have the giveaway, and we put chapters in here so you can skip ahead if you want, but I highly suggest if you watch the whole video, that helps us out. The algorithm, AdSense, watch time, all of that helps us out. So we are going to see who the two winners of yesterday are. And guys, you absolutely murdered it with the likes, with the comments, with everything. And you can win multiple days. So we've had multiple people win years. We've had, we've given away more years this MLB season than I think we did all last year, and we were only 11 games into the season. So it's awesome what you guys have been doing. I want to thank each and every one of you. Let's see who the two winners are. So even if the keyword or key phrase is in this first comment, that is not what we're going to give away. We're going to give away the pass for getting a minimum of 50 likes. And you guys killed it yesterday. I will let you know right now. So the winner of just the likes version, Ricky Rose 1186. I do believe Ricky has won in the past, but if you have not, you guys know the drill. Please email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1 at gmail.com. Let me know if you have a username on the website, and in the subject line, say you are the 4625 views winner or something like that. So congratulations to you, Ricky. So the key phrase was pistachio, but we're still going to re-roll it, so you still have a chance to win yet again. So pistachio or chocolate-covered pistachio, something like that. There you go. Marty, congratulations. Please email me. I know you have an account on the website, but let me know your username on the website. So congratulations to both of you. Be on the lookout today, tomorrow, and the next day, the next day, and the next day, so you guys can continue to win. So what we're going to do is, again, under the MLB tab, you can see we have simulations, batter splits, all the way down to prop bets. We've been killing it in the prop bets. We've been killing it in DFS. We have a free Discord down below, so go check that out. Make sure you check out the article as well. If like this video is not a short video to give you just like 6 plays. If you want to see those, that's on the cheat sheet. We kind of help you out a little bit in the free Discord as well. So the name of the game today is going to be weather. There's a lot of weather in all of these games. You can see Atlanta has weather, Washington has weather, Philly has weather, Pittsburgh has weather. The New York Mets has weather. Like, there's so much weather going on today. Be very cautious. But you know, by the time the video starts, or by the time the main slate starts, we should be pretty good. We should know if there's going to be some weather concerns. So And we do have a weather tab on the cheat sheet as well. So we're going to go through every single game, every single pitcher, and we're going to start right now. So that being said, we've got Miami at the Braves right now. You've got Alcantara versus Grant Holmes. So if you look at this, what I like is with Outlier, you can see now the stats have not been updated for 2025 yet. I'm assuming we got to get about a month's worth of data to really feel it out and feel comfortable with it. So looking at that, Grant Holmes, he did face him last year. He was a relief pitcher, so it's kind of the numbers are skewed overall. 5.19 ERA against them though. Injury wise, like you can see there's certain injuries, but insights are what we're looking for too. So no current insights, but we will continue that. So then you look at Alcantara, obviously did not pitch last year, had the Tommy John surgery and missed everything. So this so far, 1 inning opening day, and then 4 innings there. That's pretty much what you're going to get. I don't trust him. I'm not paying $6,200 for a relief guy who's opening with that gross hair, 7.20 ERA already. I'm off of him. If you look at Alcantara here, and you look at his game logs, 5 innings against the Mets, he actually did pretty well. 4 strikeouts, 17.5. Got the win in that one. So he's had back-to-back 15-plus games, almost back-to-back 17-plus fantasy games, and he's got a great matchup here. Atlanta's one of those teams that like they should be way better than what they're performing right now. But if you want to look at how they've done in the past, so Miami bats against Grant Holmes, like Jonah Bride has a home run, that is it. But if you were to take them, you can see they're pretty okay. I mean, Mervis batted 120 against right-handed pitching, and that was better than his against left-handed pitching. So if I were to take, this is kind of how we break it down. I'm not going to be right every single game. I'm just trying to break the games down for you. If you have some questions about them, put them down below and ask them in the Discord if I'm not able to answer them here on YouTube. But if I were to stack against Grant Holmes, which I probably would here, I think it'll be a lower owned stack. Is the weather's what's going to scare me. Jonah Bride I would use. I would use Otto Lopez, batted 289 last year with 5 bombs. I would use Nick Fortes, 242 batting average with 3 home runs. Xavier Edwards batted 341. I would look at that. Wagaman maybe a little bit, but I don't know about that. Again, monitor the weather here. And then Alcantara, Ozzie Albies has 2 home runs against him. Arcia has a home run against him, and Michael Harris has a home run against him, batting 4 for 10. Now, I think people will be on Alcantara, but if you want to be sneaky with it, I would be okay with the Braves stack here. Like Ozuna's batted 297 against right-handed pitching last year with 34 bombs. I would use him. I would use Michael Harris. I would use Ozzie Albies. Austin Riley batted 263 last year. Jared Kelenic would be another one if I had used. So early on, we've got to kind of monitor and navigate the weather here. If I were to use a pitcher in this one, it's obviously Alcantara, but I kind of do like Atlanta as a little bit of stack here too, but let's monitor that weather situation because I don't want to pay up $8,300 and then him only go out like 2 innings and the game be postponed or canceled. Not canceled, but postponed. So that's something to look at. Another one is Arizona at Washington. You got Corbin Burns, and currently it's slated to be Brad Lord. We're not 100% sure though. He is a bullpen guy. He's technically their 5th starter, but he's, the innings are the thing. I'm not trusting him. Arizona's been hitting well. I know that he's a righty, so it's a little bit different. So if I were to use bats in this one, Corbin Burns, obviously, as a stud, faced the Yankees, his only start, 4.1 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. They ended up winning that game. He had 17.6. Now, basically with his price is $9,500, which is a high price for the weather here. This is just a game that I'm probably looking at both sides. If I were to use Arizona bats, it's most likely, and you could just look at the bats here. Ketel Marte already put on the IL. That was quick. That was quick. I'm surprised they put him on so quickly. If I were to use Arizona bats here against Brad Lord or against whomever they decide to call up or start, it could be one of those stupid openers, which you guys know if you've been with us before. I hate openers because they're only going to give you 2 or 3 innings, and then you really don't know who's going to be the long relief pitcher. But if I were to use Arizona bats, it's Corbin Carroll. It's probably Josh Naylor a little bit. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Eugenio Suarez, Havin Smith, I could see as well. If you don't trust Corbin Burns for whatever reason and you wanted to go with Washington bats, I'm looking at CJ Abrams. I would look at Keibert Ruiz, but again, don't forget, guys, it is Sunday. It is the day of rest, not only for the Lord and Savior, but for catchers in baseball. So you always got to monitor that. It could be a backup catcher for them here. So kind of looking away, if it's not him, Dylan Cruz, James Wood, I believe, has been doing pretty well lately. So I would definitely look at James Wood as well. Maybe a little bit of Luis Garcia Jr. as well. But again, monitor the situation. If I were to take a pitcher, it would be Corbin Burns in that one. LA at Philly, another one that has probably weather concerns. You got Glasnow versus Christopher Sanchez. Now, we love to take, I mean, he is Christian Bale. Yeah. I mean, he had a huge game against Atlanta. 5 innings, but 8 strikeouts. Did have 3 walks. So he had 28.3. Had he not had those 3 walks, we're probably looking about 32 fantasy points, which is perfect. He's now dropped down 90. He's dropped down $100. And we look at this. His, be the first time he's pitched on the road. So we don't really have home or away splits there. If we look at, if we go ahead and take a little gander at the matchup detail. So obviously, doesn't face a ton of them, but we can definitely look at that if it'll load, maybe. So yeah, Glasnow last year, 1-0 record against them, 4.5 ERA, 13.5 strike. I mean, he had a huge game against him. And that's kind of how I feel it's probably going to go. But Christopher Sanchez had he was 2-0 against the Dodgers last year, 2.25 earned runs per 9, 12 innings pitched, 5.2. The strikeouts were low for him, though. That's the problem. So if we look at the Philly bats against Glasnow, Max Kepler's 3 for 3 with a home run. That's basically it. But then you look at how they've done, you can see that Philly as a whole, last year at least, they hit better against lefties. And you can still, like, Alec Boehm still hit 276 against righties. But as a whole, the team hit better against lefties. I love Tyler Glasnow here. I'll probably use him a little bit. But if you were to take Philly bats, obviously Alec Boehm made sense. Bryce Harper makes sense. Bryson Stott makes sense. Schwarber, again, boomer bust. He's either going to get on base or he's either going to hit a home run or probably get out. That's kind of a GPP only play for me. Another one I could look at is Brandon Marsh. Like, I don't mind them. You always got Trey Turner, who, if he gets on base, he can steal bases as well. And then you've got Christopher Sanchez. Now he's going up against the Dodgers. So the Dodgers can't believe they're not going to go 162. No, that's so wild that they're not going to. Not a ton of success against him. And he had success against them last year. But then you see, like, they hit pretty well against left-handed pitching. Like, Austin Barnes might be hitting today. He might start over Will Smith. But if Will Smith is in there, I like both of the catchers today there. Mookie Betts hit 308 last year. Kike Hernandez had a pretty good day on Saturday with a bomb early in the game. Be a very cheap option for you at whatever position he's available on DraftKings. On my Yahoo, he's like got every single eligibility possible, but pitcher, I think, and catcher. And Tommy Edman batted .412 against lefties last year. Teoscar Hernandez, you guys know we love to take T.O. against lefties. That's what I would look at. Ohtani obviously hit way better against righties, so he's there if you are going to stack there. So personally, I like both pitchers. I think both pitchers are probably tournament only because both of these offenses, when they are on, they're good. It just depends on if or when they're going to be on and how it's going to happen. So we kind of look at that, and I do like both pitchers, but obviously the offenses are great while the Dodgers offense is prolific. We know that, but that's what you get when you pay for it. Next game, we do have some weather concern. You got Andrew Haney versus Will Warren. So if you've been with us, you guys kind of know that I usually like to take a team against a former pitcher that played with them, just because the analytics and everything would tell me, like, hey, and that's exactly what we did against Nestor Cortez I think Andrew Haney's just an older Nestor Cortez. I don't know who's older. But Andrew Haney comes in. I hate Andrew Haney. I just remember him starting the game at the Field of Dreams game. I wanted to go. I tried to get tickets because I live in Iowa, and I couldn't get them. But Andrew Haney, I hate him with a passion. I don't trust him. He's a lefty. I hate him. I do have his rookie card, though, but it's not worth anything because he's trash. But you can see. So he's pitching at home. Obviously, he was with Texas before. And last pitched a week ago on Sunday. So that's definitely something, whether or not that's going to mess with his head, because as you know, pitchers are creatures of habit. So, every 5 days they're technically used to. So you never really know what they're going to get. But that's what I would look at. I don't trust Andrew Haney. If you want to go contrarian and put him in GPP, I guess, but I'm not doing it. Then you got Will Warren. Looked pretty decent against Arizona last week. Only went 5 innings, but only gave up 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, but had 4 walks. So he's a little bit wild, 85 pitches. 12.3 at that price is okay. Had he not walked him, we're probably looking closer to 20 fantasy points. And he's got a little bit better matchup against Pittsburgh. But again, it's early in the season. We don't really know who Will Warren is. We don't know what we're going to get out of him. That's the only problem I have there. I don't know how deep he's going to be into this game. If he could get us 6 innings at that price, that's perfect. But if we look at Andrew Haney against the Yankees, they really haven't had success. Judge has a home run, but Judge is a monster. Against left-handed pitching, Paul Goldschmidt, I would definitely look at, kind of like what we saw yesterday. I would look at Anthony Volpe. If Bellinger's in there, I would look at him. Judge, obviously, if you have a stack with the Yankees, I don't know how you don't put Judge in every single one of those stacks. And then it'll just really come down to maybe a little bit of Jazz Chisholm, Ben Rice. It just depends on the lineup that comes. Pittsburgh, really, they've never seen Will Warren outside of 1 at-bat for 2 people. Against right-handed, they are good. If I were to stack, it would be O'Neal Cruz, McCutchen, Brian Reynolds, IKF, and Triolo. But I think I kind of like a little bit of Will Warren just as an SP2 because he is so cheap. He's $6,000. If we could get a minimum of 5 innings and a minimum of 5 strikeouts at that price, I would take that every single day, especially SP2 being that how low priced that is. White Sox at Detroit is the next game. White Sox kind of started the season pretty good. We were seeing their pitchers do really well, but they've struggled in this series so far. So you got Jackson Jobe versus Martin Perez. Now, I was all over stacking against Martin Perez last time, and all he did was go 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. He had a perfect game going, I think, deep into the 5th or something. 33.1 is 6,500. I don't know. I can't get a feel for Martin Perez. He's not that good. I don't know what's going on. I think Detroit takes this game easily as well. Jackson Jobe for tournaments, I'm okay with. But he did not do well his debut there. 4 innings, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, 4.8 fantasy points. He was 8,800. He has stayed 8,800. Tournaments, yes. Cash, no. He's faced Detroit for 3 innings last year, 6 strikeouts for a total. But yeah, doesn't have much going there. No one's had success against him. No one's got a hit against him. Against right-handed pitching, there's not much that I like here. You could look at Luis Robert. You could look at Jankowski, Benintendi, Baldwin, but I'm probably on Jobe a little bit. I don't like his price. I don't like his price. I'll put it that way. But he's got a great matchup here against the White Sox. This just feels like a game that I might be avoiding. Martin Perez, Ibanez has a home run against him. Jake Rogers has a home run against him. Against left-handed pitching, you could look at Spencer Torkelson. I don't mind. We kind of like to take Manny Margot against lefties. I don't know if he'll start, but that's one I'd look at. Colt Keith batted .305 against lefties last year. There's always Riley Green who can hit home runs. He's better against right-handed pitching. So personally, I might fade this game completely. But again, it might be hard to fade this game because all of these other games have so many weather concerns. That's the problem. Toronto at the Mets. Next game, David Peterson versus Bowden Francis. This is a pitcher's ballpark. It's a massive ballpark at Citi Field. You got David Peterson coming off a great game against Miami. 6 innings there, 9 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 26.7. Got over 3.5 times value. 3 times value. You've got it there. But Toronto can hit, and he's a lefty as well. And then you got Bowden Francis here. Pretty good start. 6 innings, 2 home runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. So the strikeouts were low there. And the Mets, it just depends on which Mets team we're going to get. So kind of looking at that, where's the Mets? Where's this game at? Right here. We can break it down a little bit. Both offenses, I don't mind, especially with the pitchers that they're going against. So David Peterson has seen a couple of them. Not much success against him, though. Davis Schneider does have a 2,000 OPS. I bet he's, 1 for 2 there. But you can see, for whatever reason, and in my mind, I'm thinking all of the right-handed batters that they have, last year, they did not hit lefties very well. They haven't made much change except Andres Gimenez in this lineup. But you can see, like, Vladdy only batted 3, but he batted better against right-handed pitchers last year. 6 bombs. Santander had 12 bombs, but only batted 225 against left-handed pitching. Davis Schneider, George Springer, both under 200. Bo Bichette, under 200 last year. Will Wagner, Nate Lukes, all under 200. So looking at that, David Peterson at this price might be okay at 8,200. On paper, before I read that, I probably would have just said, no way, we're going Toronto. That's what we're going to do. But, you never know. That's why digging into the numbers, I feel like are some of the good things that we can do that I can help you out with. So if we look at Bowden Francis, like Lindor has a home run against him, and that is it. Looking against right-handed pitching, like Alonso, 25 bombs last year, he's been doing pretty good. He's hit a home run, I think, every single time we've used him this year. So I would look at him. Brett Beatty, if he gets a start, I would look at him. Lindor, I would look at. Juan Soto, Tyrone Taylor, Jesse Winker. These are all good numbers against right-handed pitching. Bowden Francis, he's got great numbers. He had good starts last year. It just depends if we're going to get that or if we're going to kind of get what we got in the first start. So again, weather being a concern, it being cold, rainy, and windy, all of that scares me a little bit. So we're digging through these numbers, and the weather report, obviously, I like to get it updated about 2 hours before first pitch. So maybe 10 a.m. Central will be updated for you. Just to kind of see. If you have any questions, though, you can definitely hit us up down below in the comment section or hit us up in the Discord. So if I were to stack, I don't mind stacking David Peterson, and then I would, at the moment, unless weather is a huge concern, I would look at the Mets as a stack against Bowden Francis here. Now, are we through the weather of the early slate? We should for the main slate. Houston at Minnesota, we've got Ronel Blanco versus Chris Paddock. Again, though, it's cold. It is very cold in the Midwest right now for the majority of us. Game log wise, he did not do very well. I mean, only went 5 innings against San Francisco, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. So the strikeouts were there, but the 3 earned runs and 3 walks really brought down his fantasy points to under like 1.5 times value, which is not enough. He's 8,600 against a Minnesota team that they put up 6 runs in the like 4th or 5th inning yesterday. I don't know if I trust Ronel Blanco here. Then you got Chris Paddock, who he did not have an ideal start against the White Sox. He went 3.1 innings, had 9 earned runs, 3 home runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. The White Sox are not a good team. Houston's a good team. I'm off of Paddock. I'm probably off of both pitchers in this game, to be completely honest with you. I'd rather go just the different direction here. I just do not trust either pitcher. Tournament, maybe, but I would not. Houston bats against Paddock. They really haven't seen him. Against right-handed pitching, though, like DeZenzo batted 293. If he gets a start and he's in a good spot in the lineup, I don't mind him. Isaac Paredes had 13 bombs last year. Jeremy Pena had 11. I'd be okay with those guys. Christian Walker obviously makes sense. Jordan, something needs to happen. Jordan needs to really, we got to get going, especially for his price. I would still put him in there. He had 25 bombs against right-handed pitching, just having a slow start to the year. So I'm okay with that. And then you could always look at Yainer Diaz. Again, though, it's a Sunday, so he might sit. If it is Victor Caratini, I don't mind Caratini either. Both are, 7 home runs and 10 home runs. Diaz almost hit 300 last year against right-handed pitching. So if Diaz is in there, I really like him. And then Altuve, leadoff home run yesterday. I don't know how many career leadoff home runs he has, but I think it's probably a lot. So I wouldn't mind him either if I were to take a Houston stack, but I would stack against Chris Paddock. I don't trust him in this game whatsoever. Buxton and Trevor Larnach both have home runs. You can see overall in green, the green means that they are good against bat-handed pitcher. So Minnesota hits right-handed pitchers way better than they do lefties. So I would look at Willie Castro. I would look at Ty France. Carlos Correa batted .310 against righties last year. Edward Julian you could look at. Miranda has 7 bombs against him last year, .313 batting average against right-handed pitching. And he had a home run yesterday that I saw. So I would look at him. To be honest with you, with all the green that's going on and we're looking at stacks, this is a game, Minnesota, that I would try to find, as long as the weather is not blowing directly in and there's not rain and it's not freezing cold. I don't mind a Minnesota stack, like multiple different ones, because there are, almost everyone in this lineup I would use. So we got to get different stacks to get a little differentiation there. So I really like Houston as a stack against Paddock. I really like Minnesota as multiple different stacks here. I'm avoiding the pitching in this one. There's just other games that we can look at. Even with all the weather concerns, I don't know if I want to touch pitching. Baltimore, KC, a little bit better weather than they had on Saturday. But then you've got Bubic versus Chris Povich. Battle of the Itches. Cade, 4.1 innings against Boston, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Pretty good start there. Didn't get the win, didn't get the loss. 15.6 those, 2 times value, not a lot. And now he's going into Kansas City. Now, this is a pitcher's ballpark. It is very hard to hit home runs here when weather is not a concern. Unless you're Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, which when my wife and I go down to Kansas City to watch the Yankees, we get the outfield seats by the fountains. And I thought I almost had one a home run. And then I thought I was going to get smoked by a Stanton ball, but it went over my head into the fountain. And then a drunk guy jumped into the fountain and he immediately got arrested and he didn't even get the ball. Didn't even get the ball. It was floating in the back and the cop got him out before. But yeah, I love the seats there. It is very hard to hit home runs in this stadium. Bubic against Baltimore. I'm off of the pitch. He had a really good start against Milwaukee. 6 innings, 8 Ks, 29.9 at 7,700. Tournaments I'm okay with, but again, I think we're looking at bats in this one. So if we are to take the bats and we want to break down the bats against both of these pitchers or both of these handedness of pitchers, I don't know how much history is between them. Bubic never faced the Baltimore last year. Povich never faced Kansas City. Overall, yeah, there's not a ton. Mullins has a home run and Bro Neal has a home run. Both of those are great options for home runs, but Mullins brings that stolen base option to the table as well. So if we were to take, Adley Rutschman last year against lefties, 329 batting average, 7 home runs. I would look at him. Jorge Mateo could be a cheap option there. I don't know if we've said his name yet this year. Ryan Mountcastle batted over 300 with 4 bombs last year. Kierstad, 375, but it's only 16 at-bats. Ramon Laureano, we've used him in his career against lefties. All of those, and Tyler O'Neill and Cedric Mullins, all of those make sense. It just depends on the lineup that comes out. You could get a pretty sneaky Baltimore stack here if you went with like Laureano and Jorge Mateo, Mountcastle and Rutschman. Like that could be sneaky. That actually could be pretty sneaky. Kansas City against Povich, never faced him before. Against lefties, though, they've been pretty good. I would look at Sal Perez. I would look at Michael Massey. I would look at Bobby Witt Jr. I would look at Hunter Renfroe. Probably Jonathan India as well. These are all sneaky ones. You do know, if you've been with us before, Mark Canha. I don't know if he's even going to get in the game, if he's going to get enough. Mark Canha, though, against lefties, we took him last year. Didn't hit very many home runs, but still batted 275 against lefties there. So in conclusion of this game, yeah, I'm off the pitching. I'd rather go the bats, both sides. Cincy at Milwaukee, Spears versus Patrick. Chad Patrick pitched last Tuesday, pitched the 29th, and then started on the 1st. That's what I'm saying. Like, going deep into games, I don't know. 6,000. He's 6,400 now. Did put up 16.9, but against this Cincy team, I don't know if I trust that. And then 2 runs against the Yankees came in as relief because they were getting their backs blown out last Saturday. I'm probably off of that. Chad Patrick, I don't want anything to do with. Spears or Spires. 6 innings against the Rangers, 1 earned run. They lost 1-0. He got no run support, but put up 17.9. Honestly, in this game, we could break it down. Probably looking at bats overall before the pitching. So Patrick's never faced him before, and you can see Cincinnati last year hit very well against righties, way better than lefties. I would look at Ellie De La Cruz. He's going to either hit home runs, get on base, or steal bases if he gets on. Like, that's him. Candelario would be a cheaper option. Gavin Lux batted 262 last year with 10 bombs. TJ Friedel would be a cheap option if you want to complete a Cincy stack, 230 batting average, 11 home runs. Jake Fraley batted 284 last year. Spencer Steer batted 229 with 17 bombs. Like, a Cincy stack feels pretty good to me in this one. Milwaukee against Spires, like Rhys Hoskins as a home run. I mean, they faced him basically 1.5 starts, it looks like. They all hit him pretty well. So yeah, I would look at William Contreras. I would look at Rhys Hoskins. I would look at Bryce Terang because he steals bases. I would look at Jackson Churio. Same thing. He can hit home runs as well. Sal Frelick, 263 batting average. And then you can't forget Yelich. As long as he's healthy, he batted 311 last year against righties, had 7 bombs, 27 RBIs, a 910 OPS against right-handed pitching. All of those numbers combined, everything is what I would want there. So I do like Yelich to anchor or be the bow of that Milwaukee ship if we stack them against Spires or Spears. Pitching-wise, though, I'm probably not taking either of them. San Diego, Chicago, you got Ben Brown versus Kyle Hart. I was going to say Kevin Hart for some reason. Ben Brown pitched twice. Started against Athletics. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 2 walks, 5 Ks. So not a ton there. 14.5 is not enough. San Diego, they do hit righties better. We talked about that. You would, on paper, and thinking of who is in that lineup, you would think San Diego hits lefties better. Not the case. So Ben Brown, I don't try. He's got a 5.87 ERA coming into this game. He's not a lefty, so San Diego bats are in play again. Then you got Kyle Hart. 5 innings against Cleveland, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. 15.7 is okay, but the way the Cubs have been hitting, I'd rather look at the offenses here. And what I mean by that is San Diego at the Chicago Cubs. So we look at this. Ben Brown did have success against them last year, but again, San Diego, like, they just hit better against righties. You can see all this green, they just hit better. Cronenworth, 255 batting average. Jackson Merrill, 311 last year. Tatis, 293 with 19 bombs. Merrill had 19 bombs as well. Machado, 280 batting average, had 22 bombs against righty. Cronenworth had 16 bombs. Like, I don't mind it. Luis Arraez has had a very slow start to the season. I think he's batting 125 or something like that, at least before Saturday's game, if I remember looking. I know that because I drafted him pretty early. He might have been a keeper for me, and he's not. He hasn't shown me what I thought he would. He's going to come around at some point. Today could be the day. If you want to stack, you could look at Elias Diaz. I would assume he starts at catcher. Again, never know until the lineups come out. So that is definitely something that I would look at. A San Diego stack I'm okay with. I think this could be a high-scoring game. It all depends on how the weather is doing. As of right now, at Wrigley for this slate, the wind is blowing in. And it's cold. So it's always something. But if the wind changes, I could see San Diego bats being in play here. It all depends on how the weather changes. between now and 1:20 Central Time. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Cubs bats against Kyle Hart. Swanson's 1-for-1. That's it. Against lefties, though, Carson Kelly, I think he had another home run yesterday. I think it's like 2 or 3 run home run. He hit for the cycle the other day too, which is wild. I think he probably starts here. I would look at him. Nico Horner, I would look at. Dansby Swanson batted .318 last year. I think he also had a home run on Saturday. Pete Crow Armstrong would be a cheaper option I'd look at. And I'm always up for Kyle Tucker or Seiya Suzuki to finish out a 5-man stack there. So pitching wise, I don't know. I'm probably looking at the bats here. I think this could be a high-scoring game. Just depends on which way the weather is going to go towards the end. Then we got Tampa Bay at Texas. Drew Rasmussen versus Kumar Rocker. Rasmussen, we used him his last start against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's a bad team. 5 innings, 4 Ks, no walks. He had 22.1. So had he had like 6 Ks or 7, we're probably looking at 30 plus out of him. But the problem is Texas is a good team. They're a good hitting team. And then Kumar Rocker, not ideal against Cincy. Now, I will give him that was Cincinnati, Great American Small Park. He only went 3 innings in that game, 6 earned runs. This is kind of like the Jack Leiter last year, which he, both played college together. Jack came in last year and was like, oh, he's going to dominate. And then he did very bad. Now, again, we've only got 1 start under our belt. Tampa Bay's not the best hitting team. That's for sure. So we can look at that. Bats wise, if I were to take pitchers, maybe Drew Rasmussen because maybe people will be off of him. But again, last year, 0-2 record for Rocker. No one's faced him, obviously. It's a mixed bag. You don't know which Tampa Bay teams you're going to get. So that's my only problem here. I think both pitchers are probably tournament-only pitchers. I don't think you trust for cash, and that's okay. If you were to go against Rocker because he got rocked last week and last year when he pitched, you could look at Johnny DeLuca. You could look at Brandon Lau. Caballero or Aranda, I'm okay with. Ben Rortvedt, I'm okay with. I don't love Tampa Bay. I don't really love Tampa Bay's offense overall. So Rocker for tournaments, I'm okay with. And then Texas bats against Rasmussen, like Jake Berger has a home run, Jonah Heim has a home run. Against right-handed pitchers, though, you can see they do hit better. I would look at Seager, 24 bombs last year. Adolis Garcia with 18 bombs. Leody Taveras would be a cheap option in that lineup. Jock Peterson is a better option, 281 batting average. I think Peterson's first base and outfield eligible. Or at least he was. He might only be first base now. Jake Berger obviously makes sense. Duran, if he gets on, he could steal bases as well. So it all depends on what we're going to get out of there. And I look at that. That's probably where I'm at batting. Wyatt Langford's another one you could look at. But pitching-wise, both tournament options, but probably that's about it. So that's your main slate done. Main slate is complete. We're good to go with the main slate. Now we've got a 2-game afternoon slate that we can talk about. Not much to talk about, to be honest with you. Seattle at San Francisco. You got Brian Wu versus Jordan Hicks. You know that Seattle likes to strike out. We've talked about that. Hicks had a fantastic start against Houston. 6 innings, 6 Ks. I think he probably could replicate this. And he's cheaper for some reason. This is a pitcher's ballpark as well. So I am A-okay with Jordan Hicks as a pitcher. I don't really want anything to do with Seattle offense right now. And then kind of looking at the ballpark. The ball is flying out, but again, it's a massive ballpark. Then you got Brian Wu against the Athletics, 6 innings, 5 Ks there against San Francisco. Kind of wanted to see if he's faced them before. Let's see. Just looking at history, I assume they did. Yeah, so Hicks last year, 13.5. Like he struck out there, but then also the earned runs were pretty high. Seattle, Brian Wu had success against San Francisco. I like both pitchers there. I'm probably not looking at the offenses. I'm probably looking at both pitchers. I think I give the slight advantage to Jordan Hicks because he is cheaper by $1,100. and Seattle, they do like to strike out. So I'm probably off. I don't even know if anyone's going to be playing a 2-game afternoon slate. If you want to do prop bets, though, I would look at both of these pitchers, probably 6+ fantasy points, or 6+ fantasy points, 6+ strikeouts in these ones. Look at those lines. I'd be okay with that. And then Cleveland at the Angels for the last game. For whatever reason, the St. Louis and Red Sox game is the Sunday Night Baseball game. But if we look at that and we take a look at Tyler Anderson versus Luis Ortiz, Anderson, 8.5 against St. Louis, didn't do anything. I would probably be stacking this game. So against Anderson, I'd be looking at Steven Kwan. I'd be looking at Jose Ramirez. Kyle Manzardo, I would look at. Carlos Santana is a switch hitter you could always look at. Lane Thomas is another one I like to take against lefties. And then Luis Ortiz. Yeah, I mean, we stacked the Padres against him in his first start. 4.2 innings, 7 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. I could see a similar line here. If I'm looking at that, minus 7.3, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again. Angels bats that I would take against Ortiz, Mike Trout. I would take Chenul. I would look at taking Taylor Ward. And then maybe Yoan Moncada. It just depends who else is starting there. But that's one that I would monitor. If you're even playing this 2-game afternoon slate, which I'm surprised they even have an afternoon one and not just put it part of the main slate for whatever reason. Like FanDuel, sometimes they have a all-day slate. DraftKings Net, I don't think they've ever had an all-day slate. So there you have it. That is your Sunday slate broken down. We're not talking about Sunday Night Baseball. That's a showdown type there. But if you liked the breakdown, let me know. If there are certain things you would like to see in the breakdowns, let me know as well. If you need an abbreviated version, you want to see some plays, we have those all over here. Cheat sheets. Don't forget, yearly pass. You can check it out. We've got 2 spots available. First 2 people that email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. You can check it out. You can get it for $99. But that is that. We are going to go over the top batters through 10,000 simulations that all have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating here. These can and probably will change a little bit due to any updated weather reports and anything that comes through there. So looking at that, get a paper and pen. We're going to give you all of the 10 out of 10 batters through 10,000 simulations. And then make sure you check out 20,000 simulations, usually about an hour before first pitch, which for a Sunday is normally around noon Central Time. So right now, number 1 batter, 10 out of 10 matchup rating. Number 1 is Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Brenton Doyle. Number 3 is Tyler Soderstrom. Number 4 is Fernando Tatis Jr. Number 5 is Jeimer Candelario. 6, Jackson Chourio. 7, Christian Yelich. 8, Yordan Alvarez. He is kind of high priced and hasn't, he's got a slow start though. So that's always one to look at. Number 9, William Contreras. 10, Randy Arozarena. 11, Steven Kwan. 12, Carlos Santana. 13 is Kyle Tucker. 14, Christian Walker. 15 is Vlad Guerrero Jr. 16 is Andrew Benintendi. 17 is Justin Turner. 18 is Andrew Vaughn. And currently, number 19, Rowdy Tellez versus Jordan Hicks. So there's your top 19 batters, all the batters currently that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. And then when you look at pitchers real quick. Now, it just depends. But through 10,000 simulations, number 1, Tyler Glasnow. Number 2, kind of surprising, Drew Rasmussen. 3, Christopher Sanchez, which that surprises me as well. 4, Sandy Alcantara. 5, Jordan Hicks. 6, Brian Wu. 7, David Peterson. 8, Martin Perez, which I don't believe. 9, Corbin Burns. And number 10, Will Warren. So those are early simulations, early breakdown of the main slate and that 2-game weird afternoon slate. If you like the video, Make sure you like it. If you're still here, the key word is pickle, because I picked up, these are my favorite, dill pickle sunflower seeds. I eat like a bag of these in 2 days. So if you're still here, keyword is pickle. Hopefully you had a great Saturday, whether or not whatever you did, DFS, sports betting, MMA, whatever it was. But we are now here for you. Have a great Sunday. Got NASCAR. We've got MLB, NBA. It's all here for you. So if you have any questions at all about literally anything DFS related, let me know. Love to try to answer as many questions as I possibly can if I have the answers. If you don't get a timely answer here on YouTube, make sure you check out, go ahead and check out the Discord. It's a completely free Discord. We give you some core plays. We give you some value plays for the day. Try to give you some bets. Try to answer some questions for you, if I can. So that is what I've got. Have a fantastic Sunday. Good luck with whatever you're playing. And as always, let's bring home some bacon.